conversion, that means how C++ converts the data from one type to another type, or when C++ converts a data from a type to another type. So mostly the operations are performed between those operands which are in the same type, but if they are not the same type, C++ converts the type of one of them to the other one. So these all actually affects the result of the calculations. So you are expecting something, so something else is going to be appeared on the output if the operands are not in the same type. So we've got type conversion. We've got three types. So the first one is type conversion. So the C++ automatically converts from one type to another one, from the type of an operand to the other data type of the other operand. And we've got promotion converts to the higher type, and demotion converts to the lower type. So what do you mean by the higher and the lower? So this is, what do you mean, rank it by the largest number they can hold. We know that long double can have or can hold the largest amount of data, while the integer can hold lowest amount of data among those data types. But we've got character and short and unsigned short, they are lower than the integer, so they are automatically promoted to integer. That means we are converting a data from a type which is lower to another data type which is higher. Okay, so those are lower. The amount of data can be held by those data types is lower than the amount of data can be held by int or integer data type. For example, this arithmetic operation, char c equals to a, c out 6 plus c. So this 6 is integer, while this c or this a is a character. So a character is automatically converted to integer, so the result is going to be in integer. So this c, this a, see the name of the variable, this a is a character. It is corresponding a number inside the memory, so that number which corresponding to a character is going to be added to 6, and the result is going to be shown, the result is going to be in integer. So, and when operating on two different data types, the lower one is promoted to the type of the higher one. For example, I, integer I equals to 25, c out 6.1 plus I. So this I is integer, but this 6.1 is floating point, so it's a float data type, so the result is going to be in float. So but when we use assignment operator, so the type of expression on the right is going to be converted to the variable on the left. So we've got integer x, y equals to 25, float z equals to 2.5, but this y is integer. Why? Because we've separated with the int x with comma. So this is a statement, this is another statement. We are saying x equals to y plus z. So this one in the right is going to be converted to that data type in the left. So that is in float, while y is integer, so the result is going to be in integer. We have got something more in order to be considered. So for example, we can't say area equals to length multiplied by width. So in C++ we must write area equals to L multiplied by W, while we have already declared those two variables, and we've got we don't have any exponential operators such as area equals to s to power 2, so we don't have any power. So there is a function POW in the C++. We can say area equals to POW the base operand comma the exponential operand or the power operand. And sometimes we need to use parentheses in order to maintain the order of the operation. Look, here we've got this example, m equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. We need to perform this one, we need to perform this one, then perform this one, then perform the division. So m equals to y2 minus y1 between two parentheses, and then divided by this part of the expression. So this one is going to be calculated, this one is going to be calculated, then the division is going to take place. Here we have got algebraic and C++ multiplication expressions, how the operations can be done in algebraic, and how what are the equivalent C++ codes. For example, when we say 6b, that means 6 times b, but you can't write it down like that in C++ programming language. You need to say 6 multiplied by b. B is a variable which we have already defined it. 3 multiplied by 12, that means 3 times 12, 3 multiplied by 12. 4xy, 4 times x times y, 4 multiplied by x multiplied by y. Okay, we've got postfix expression. We have a plus plus, and we've got plus plus a, but now we are talking about a plus plus. A is a variable, or a is an integer variable, and then this plus plus, that means incrementing a by 1. Okay, so when we have got x equals to a plus plus, what happens here? X is going to be the current value of the a before the incrementing a. Then after that, at the next step or the next line of the code, a is going to be incremented by 1. So the x is going to be the current value of a. Then a is going to be incremented. Look, in the prefix expression plus plus a, even it is the same as before in terms of the incrementation. We've got only incrementing a by 1, but what happens here when you say x equals to plus plus a? At the beginning, at the first line of the code, a is going to be incremented by 1, then x equals to a. That means x is going to be a after incrementing, or a plus 1. So if you have, let's see an example. If you have a 5, so what happens here? X is going to be 5, a is going to be 6. But here, what happens? A is going to be a 5, a is going to be 6, then x is going to be 6 as well. And this is a class exercise. You can do it by yourself. I think it's going to be pretty easy. If you don't understand it, this is very important. If you don't understand it, you can write down a comment, or you can send me an email.